Okay. Have you ever wondered what the fuck is going on with your neighbors upstairs? I'm calling corporate, where petty meets professional, and our neighbors, nope. Nope.
And our regional stopped calling us back.
For real. Thank you. Go ahead.
We're the Courtneys with 25 years of property management experience combined and still wondering how half of you made it past the application process. We're here with Katie. Welcome back, Katie.
Hello.
And this is episode 2 of cuffing season.
Okay, well, I'm going to start off, and then Katie is going to finish it. Okay? Like, yeah, so that's how we're going to do it. So basically, I'm going to give the backstory, okay? And then the backstory is not about apartment or property management whatsoever. But in order for us to get to your part, and which yours is the property management story, we're going to need a little backstory. So, once upon a time,
let us set the scene. Once upon a time.
The scene was within the last 10 years, okay? And we're not going to get into details because, again, we want to protect we don't want to compromise the location of the apartment community that Katie will talk about, okay? So we're going to generalize the story as much as we possibly can. Now, if the listeners figure it out, there have been a couple of TV series that have a mini docuseries for it. So
I need these.
We'll get them to you. So what you got, so if you pick it up, then you can follow the story offline.
It's just my experience through the whole
Yes.
unfolding.
Yes, definitely. And that is got some action packed.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So just to kind of give you some background, this played out, this is very public, okay, very, very in the news, very local, everything about this trial and everything happened very publicly. But basically, there was a person very well known around Little Rock. She had a profession similar to ours, where she would meet people and, they would do business deals. Okay, this is going to be very general because, again, we're going to just protect we're just going to protect, not compromise anything. So anyways, this basically the story goes that she met somebody in a private location and they ended up kidnapping her. The local news stations everywhere, everybody got involved.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
People were searching for her for 3 full days straight. Of course,
all hands on deck.
Yes. Yeah, within the community, people were literally searching ditches, searching abandoned buildings, searching fields, literally everywhere. Her face was plastered all over the TV, all over the news stations, all of it, newspaper, everything, flyers everywhere. So anyways, so during this time, obviously the investigators that were on the case, the detective with the sheriff's office and all that, they were able to figure out the general location of the person that was involved. So of course the husband was a suspect, but then once they developed some new information about the case, it kind of blew it wide open. And they ended up figuring out who the guy was that set up this appointment and who the couple was that ended up kidnapping her. Again, like I said, it took about 3 days. But they ended up finding her in construction, building area in a shallow grave. And, it was extremely tragic. No one wants to really hear it, especially because she was so well known and well loved. We're going to talk about the murderer. Okay, yeah, we're gonna kind of get into his life a little bit because everyone knows about her, and even so, when I'm telling the story, people are gonna pick up on it. They will. I mean, they're gonna pick up on it.
The people who are from here will know exactly what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
So hopefully you are one of the million people who are from
Million?
20 other
Million
states.
listeners.
Speak that into existence.
I'm positive.
Million
I'm
listeners.
putting it into the universe.
But yeah, a quick Google will probably help you guys solve the rest of this. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about the guy. And so this particular guy, he wanted some cash. Like he literally wanted to rob her. That was the bottom line. Is people were asking him like why he did it, and he was just like, because she's rich, and that's why I wanted to do it. Of course, he had like a co-conspirator, which was like his wife or whatever. But they both planned it. It was considered first degree murder. It was planned out. It was thought out. Yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna kind of start. I kind of already started, but we're gonna kind of like start Katie's story where they ended up being able to identify who he was. So the law enforcement identified who he was, but they were able to get him into custody once because they ended up like tailing him, and then he kind of noticed that they were tailing him, so he tried to like get away. He ended up getting into a wreck, and then they followed him to the hospital. Like they questioned him at the scene of the accident, and then they were able to go into the hospital with him. He wasn't technically under arrest, so he ended up leaving the hospital and then basically getting away. At that point, though, they had enough evidence to do search warrants and stuff, and then they were able to solidify his involvement. His involvement for sure. So at that point, they arrested the wife, and then the wife confessed everything. She was like, I want a better deal. I'm going to confess everything. And this is how you need to go after him. So they ended up finding him at that point. Like once he got away, they ended up finding him. And so this is where we're going to pick up on the story with Katie. Because the investigators were on the search for him like again. Because they had him in custody. Then he got out. And then now at that point, they were like, we have to find this guy. Because we know who he is.
Suspect.
Yeah.
And we need to know if she's still alive.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they got a tip, like somebody called 911.
Yeah. So I'll start from there.
Yeah. All right. You take it over.
Okay. So
do a better job than me because I didn't.
No. Okay. So we'll start with where I was and then get to what actually happened. Y'all, when my husband turned 30, his body decided to kill him. So he had an emergency appendectomy, and then later on that year, within a 3-week process, we found out that he had a heart situation where he needed heart surgery. Outpatient heart surgery. And so he still to this day is like, it wasn't heart surgery. I'm like, they went in and did stuff to your heart.
That's heart surgery.
Yeah. They went in through his groin. So it wasn't open heart, which is what he's saying. And it was, anyway.
Same thing.
Yeah, stuff happened.
Okay, wait, pause. Can I just comment on the fact that they had to go up through his dick to his heart?
Groin?
Isn't that your groin?
No, groin.
That like your groin pelvic area?
Your pelvic area, yes. They had to go through a major artery.
What I'm saying is, we always talk about how men think with their penis. Well, if they're thinking with their penis, they have to be thinking with their heart because their groin. So you can't have that excuse. So you cannot have this excuse anymore, ladies, okay? Because men, they think with their dicks, but apparently your dick is connected to your heart. Can we not say that?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So
I'm just saying.
All right. So he had to have an ablation for any of you who know what that is. Anyway, so it's an outpatient procedure. So he doesn't have to stay in the hospital, but it is heart surgery. So anyway, so I'm at the hospital with my mom and my stepfather because we're all there to support him and make sure like everything's okay on this day. I'm off work. So this is my experience from someone who is off work, and we're about halfway through his surgery, and I start getting a text from everyone I know in the industry, and they're like, hey, are you okay? Are you okay? Is he hiding? Is he really hiding in your closet? Are you okay? What's happening? Are you safe? And I'm like, what is going on? So I'm like, I instead of like responding to these people, I instantly went to, because all of the texts seemed very, like, work-related. I instantly called one of the people that I work with. And I was like, hi, like, what's going on? Actually, no, I'm going to backtrack. I called the office multiple times and didn't get it. So then I called people. Yeah. Yeah. Right. So then I started calling everyone that I work with, and no one is answering the phone. And I'm leaving messages. What's going on? Is everybody okay? What is happening here?
Yeah.
And, like, I wasn't hearing anything. And I want to say it was a solid 30 to 50 minutes to an hour
Oh, wow.
before someone finally responded back to me while I'm still getting this slew of texts from everyone in the industry, like, asking if I'm okay. And so I finally hear back from someone, and here's what I was relaying. I'm lucky not to have been there that day, because who knows what would have happened.
Yeah.
But let me set the scene for how our office was laid out so you understand kind of how this happened. I had a desk right here, and there were two other desks, like, in the area. But on my right side is a whole wall of windows. Yeah, whole wall of windows. So you can see everything happening right there. You can see the townhouses across the street. That's where people pull up to come into the office.
The townhouses that she's talking about are the townhouses that me and Shelby talked about in our body count series, just
That's
FYI.
right.
It's the same apartment community.
Yeah, yours were one row behind.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So then, if you go straight from where I'm sitting, you go back to the assistant manager, the manager, and then to the left, there's a huge open room that's where we had all of our meetings.
Yeah.
So we would set up chairs, whatever. Everybody would come out there. We would do our meeting and then dismiss.
It could be considered a clubhouse. I think at one point, because the apartment community was so old, at one point it was a resident clubhouse because it was attached to the gym, it was attached to the courtyard, it was attached, and then you had, like, a couple of different ways to get in.
Yeah. See, Courtney knows this place.
Very familiar.
Yeah. So, at the back of that room was a door, and at the opposite side is a door to the courtyard that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, that's the meeting room. So, this is what I was told. While I was gone, there was a meeting in that room. And when they dispersed, everybody went back to where they needed to go. The maintenance guys went out the front, and that door was unlocked. They didn't lock it behind them.
Right.
And then everybody else went back to manager, assistant, leasing area. So while I was gone, my other leasing agent, when I say we were both
Coworker.
Yeah. Yeah. She is the one that sat closest to the windows, and she said it was literally like cockroaches.
Oh, wow.
Where she saw a person sprint past all of these windows and turn, and out of the woodwork, it was SWAT coming out of every freaking corner. And they were descending. That back door was open. And so, no, he was not hiding in a closet, but he came through that back door. And thankfully, they had finished the meeting. Everyone had dispersed. No one was in that room, which could have, like, you have no idea what could have happened because he was armed.
He was considered armed and dangerous.
Yes, he was for sure. And he ran through that back room, opened up the courtyard door.
Yep.
This was a teeny courtyard that had a handful of apartments on top.
I mean, there were three apartments on top of the leasing office.
Yes. So he ran up the stairs and couldn't get into one, but it was an outdoor area, and so there was a random window there in between this apartment and that apartment, and he jumped through that window and fell and they descended on him right there, and it was next to the pool.
Yeah.
What do you call it? The pool.
Like the whole room.
Yeah, the pool house.
maintenance, like the maintenance pool house,
Yeah.
where they kept like chemicals
Yes,
and things like that.
and all that kind of stuff. And they attacked
Mm-hmm.
and they
Arrested him,
and everything. So obviously everything was shut down. I just happened to not be there.
Isn't it crazy?
Day.
It's like awesome, but there's, I don't know. I have such FOMO that I'd be like, dang, why didn't
I
get
know.
to experience that?
Same.
I understand, but I will say that my coworker who saw them kind of come out, she was like petrified. She was like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
Which, you've got to understand, like, that's traumatizing for sure.
Yeah.
But it was so crazy because all of this was happening. I'm getting all these texts. I'm like, what is happening? And so all of this is, again, through things I've heard. Mm-hmm. And on top of that, I also found out that, again, this is hearsay through either media or things I saw online. But, I mean, they set it up well. Mm-hmm. The person who noticed him walking got on the phone and was like, I see this person, I'm following them. And I want to say I can't tell you the street.
Well, so the guy was getting food. Like, so he was close.
It started before then.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to say it was in like half a mile where the person who noticed him was on the phone and started following him
and trying to like keep the cops on him.
It was somebody I went to college with. It was not somebody that I knew from college. Mm-hmm. I knew the name. I guess it was popular. I don't remember. But I remember.
Stop it! You're 25.
So, so I didn't know this guy personally, but I was like, oh, I know that name from college. But he saw him walking up the street.
He immediately recognized him because his face is everywhere. Yeah. It's all over the news.
And slowly, and so they had plenty of time for that walk down the main road. Yeah. So, and then once he got to a place where he was either getting food, the documentary says that somebody screamed out to him, "We know who you are," and he started running. I didn't hear that until I watched the documentary, but it was once he got to that location, he took off and ran onto my property. Now, I will say, while my property was not a great property, it could have been anywhere.
It could have been anywhere, but it's crazy that it happened there. It's just crime is an opportunity.
And gates don't protect you.
Absolutely, they don't.
They want to give you that extra sense of security, but no, they don't protect you because you can tailgate someone in.
Right.
They can break. Someone can run into them.
Right.
They don't protect you.
But I will say, I don't think that many of my peer workers were affected other than that one. I guess, to be honest, maybe she's just more soul.
Right.
Yeah. Which, in general, she probably did take more into that than others. And some of the people I worked with had
yeah.
And so
harder things at that property. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's true. And so, and luckily, I didn't have to experience it firsthand because at that point, I was not who I am today. Mm-hmm. So I'm not really sure how I would experience it. Mm-hmm. But it was weird knowing, like,
this high profile of a case.
Right.
Your community.
Exactly. And then all of, like, a lot of events unfold after that. And people talk, so everyone's like, well, I know this, I know that. So there's a lot of things that went back and forth, and a lot of theories that I wasn't sure.
And no one's ever going to have the actual what really happened.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But
people are probably
because of this.
Yeah. And you're like, it just so happened to happen.
Yeah.
No.
It just so happened that he ran in here.
I'm going to be honest. I wouldn't touch that property with a 10-foot pole. Okay? I'm just going to be honest.
I mean, yeah, I feel that, but you know what I mean, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I worked there for a year and a half, and Katie worked there for about the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, looking back, I feel like that particular property gave me the grit that I needed to fulfill all of the shoes that I have had moving into this industry. You're working as a leasing agent in here, so I mean, her and I were leasing agents. We didn't have any type of responsibilities there. We were just there to lease apartments. So we couldn't really control who actually lived there, and we couldn't control what happened on property whatsoever. So we were just bystanders at that point, you know.
Yeah,
and we got the stories, but our managers were the people that had to go out and deal with it. Yeah. Because we just were left in the office, you know, and we were left to answer the phones, and they would say, if anyone calls, just let them know that we're handling it, you know, like things like that. So, but oh yeah, there was a lot of crime.
There was.
We could have a whole month of just crime at that property. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
More than a month, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I have some tea. Y'all.
Oh,
I want the tea.
Tell us.
You guys want the tea? Okay. This particular person that was arrested, the murderer that was arrested, I later found out dated my sister.
It's not funny.
No, because if y'all know my sister, that is literally her type, y'all. I'm not kidding, okay? Like, straight out of
maybe
prison.
Maybe not so much like murderer, but
as long as I've known you guys.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's crazy.
So I can't say that.
People that are listening to this podcast hopefully have met my sister. And whenever I say that is her type, like, no, her husband right now, he's a sweet little baby angel, okay? But, like, before him, like, yes. I mean, if they are wearing
We're
Dickies,
calling you out, Jackie.
If they're wearing
We're calling
Dickies,
you out.
They're wearing Dickies and a wife beater, you can best believe she's getting that number, okay? She's getting that number.
Okay.
Oh my God.
And no, these are true, actual facts.
I know.
These are facts, y'all. And she's gonna sit there and she's gonna say this too. I don't think that she's ever gonna hear this. I don't think she listens to the podcast, so boo on her. But
for real.
But what I'm saying is, like legitimately, that is her type. Like, going through her boyfriends throughout the years, starting literally in like elementary school, middle school, tall, tanned, dark hair, like, yes, that is her. And little, like, and tattoos, yes. Crazy eyes, absolutely. Crazy eyes. Yeah, no, just add it with it.
Because for real.
Yeah, no, he did. But no, like, she literally said he was a good boyfriend.
Like, how good?
Like taking lunch to her at work and, like, you know, eating with her and stuff, like checking on her, making sure that she's good, like giving her money or like offering to give her money, and she like was like, no thanks. But like he was like he would acts of service type of boyfriend. Yeah.
Wow.
And they had no problems ever. Like, and I think the only reason why they stopped seeing each other was because an ex of hers, or like, I guess this was during a time that she was like maybe broken up with someone. They ended up like rekindling and getting back together. So like, it wasn't anything that he did. It was the way that like my sister moved like back into her relationship with her ex. It was crazy.
Like, or maybe she got bad vibes.
Yeah.
Away from a bad situation.
Yeah, because she was like, that could have easily been me. Like, you know, being in that situation with him. Yeah. He's looking, because the past, like, because he did have a criminal record, and his criminal record was fraud, like hot checks, like credit card fraud, like, so he's always trying to get someone else's money.
From the documentary, which we're not talking about.
No. Yeah.
It really seemed like it was never intended for her. It just went too far. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Yeah. It went way too far. Yeah. Yes. And she even recorded her voice. Like, and they were going to end up sending her, or they were going to send the husband the voice recording. Yeah.
And it never got to that point.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I don't think
She
we
must
should
have
talk
been
about
fighting
like,
back.
no.
You got to read or you have to watch the documentary.
Yeah, like there are some things that happened after that.
Mhm.
It just was like, oh, F.
Yeah.
Like where we screwed up.
Yeah.
I screwed up.
Right. Yeah,
So,
definitely. So they had to make a choice, and the choice was that she's not going to be able to live anymore.
Like, yeah, especially with, her notoriety.
Mhm.
Like, people love it. That's hard. It's a hard one. But that was my experience. Everybody had been talking about her and the kidnapping in the prior days.
Oh, yeah.
So like when I got the call from a peer saying, "Hey, this is what happened," like we all were like, "Whoa!" Like so we have found like where's the girl now? Where not girl, woman. Where's
Yeah.
the woman now? And
Because now he's in custody,
and
so we
so-
can find her.
yeah. And so at that point, whenever everything happened on my property, it was, is she still alive?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And just the whole like,
Yeah.
it's horrifying. And and I hate to say this, but like there are certain things that have to happen to make changes for safety.
Mhm.
And this just happened to be one of those major ones that safety protocols really created and implemented after.
Yeah.
And hopefully a lot of people have been, saved.
Yeah,
due to it.
those protocols, yeah, hopefully are in place. And yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. And
And
just,
people are more aware.
yeah, definitely. I think that it's so tragic, but something like this had to happen for people to wake up and open their eyes and say, oh, yeah, we might need to change a few things about
Mhm.
what goes down, because you can't be safe around here, in any type of situation.
And I think that with as many like true crime things that I watch and listen to, like I am really happy that the family at least has
Closure.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't.
Yeah, a lot of people don't.
Okay, so we're gonna move on.
Okay.
We have
got some
enough
time.
time for one story.
We got a banger for you.
A
Right.
banger.
Okay, if the last one wasn't enough, because that's a big one. Let's talk about. I'm not gonna say which one, but the mafia.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, all right, y'all. This was one that really directly affected me. You think it's even worse?
No.
Oh, you're
We're
talking
talking
about
about the mics.
I'm just.
We're
It's
trying
like,
to get the mic situation
it's like
together.
Okay.
this in my face.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay. My very first time managing a property was fantastic. I had the best regional of all time who trained me
Yes.
like beautifully, had this beautiful net underneath me. I mean, gave me everything I needed.
Shout out to the regional managers that actually still return our
Right?
calls.
Those. To the ones who send you emails at 2 or 3 a.m. You might hate them at times, but good night. They're not gonna like let you screw up.
Yeah.
Right? So this man, shout out to you. So
Hopefully you're watching.
he is probably not.
We got to get him on.
Yeah. Well, I doubt it. He doesn't live
Oh, yeah.
in Arkansas.
That's okay.
So-
Because we have a feature set up where we can FaceTime.
That is true. Okay. So, yeah, best regional ever. My husband was in a weird place. Took a job out of state, ironically, where my regional was also a regional at. So, when a position opened up, he offered me this job, and I was like, sure. I was like, no, that is your worst property. Like, I don't want it. And he's like, okay. And because I was like, listen, I have a new like 3-year-old kid. and I don't want it. Like, I cannot give you more than 40 hours a week. I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, this is not the place for you. And then he calls me back within a couple hours, and he's like, let's rediscuss. So he's like, okay, listen, I'm not going to force you to do more than 40, but I think you're the right person. And I'm like, I'm not. But I had the right regional who could keep me on track and let me, like, who could
Do what you needed to do, but also be there for support.
And he truly respected my boundaries whenever I set them down, which I know he didn't do with other managers. Or probably they didn't put their boundaries down. I did.
Yeah, you have to.
And well, I had learned at that point. And so I took on this tiny property in a state that I was not normally
Familiar
aware
with.
Which, let's just say, evictions there were a breeze. In Arkansas,
Not so much.
you kind of want to stab yourself.
Yeah.
So in that state, we thought we were moving up there for my husband, but at the end of the day, I really believe things work out the way that they're supposed to, and that journey was for me and my growth.
Right.
And so, and I had the right person above me and below me to catch me to really help me. And so I took on a small property, 160 units, nothing crazy. It was in a college town. I was dealing with really stupid college students.
Oh my God.
And I was a mother hen.
Yeah.
Like putting them in their
You
place.
have to be.
And I've got plenty of stories from that property. However, we weren't sure we wanted to stay. We didn't know, like, is this a permanent move or not? So I negotiated moving up there an apartment. So I had a great apartment, and then throughout the time,
on property.
on property.
Yeah.
Right. And it's tiny. Each building only had 8. It was a nice little oval, and each building was like 4 on top, 4 down, and back to front, a nice little firewall.
Yeah.
Right. So, at some point, I moved a woman in with 2 kids, a boy and a girl. The girl is older, and the boy is wild. And this is a great property, guys. Like, honestly, it could have been a gem. So, I moved this woman in with a boy and a girl, and they are my next door neighbors.
Oh, fun.
I'm on the top floor. They're on the top floor next to me. So one day, my husband comes home. And I had noticed some more things. And my husband comes home and he's like, hey, can we talk about people who live next to us? And I was like, sure. He goes, I think she's turning tricks.
What?
And I looked at him dead straight and I go, I think she is too.
Oh, so, okay. Right next to her property manager.
So
Yeah, she knew.
The balls.
she knew who I was.
The balls on her.
And so, and I go, well, what makes you think that? And I said, I have a lot of like things that I've seen. What makes you think that? And he goes, well, obviously I get off at a different time than you do. I get off earlier. And I was walking to our apartment the other day and she was wearing a short pink wig. And she had 2 men with her, and one went upstairs with her, and one stayed at the bottom of the stairs.
Okay.
Okay.
And did not go up there with her. I'm like, okay.
The lookout.
And so, of course, you guys, like, people think that as a property management, like, the property managers or the people in the office, they think you don't know what's going on in your own home.
Look, we know.
We know.
We know everything.
We see it,
Even if we don't want to.
and you can lie all day long. We know.
Or we're going to find out.
So,
Yeah, 'cause somebody gonna tell.
all right, I'm going to skip to a different area. Most communities have a courtesy officer can be a lot of different things.
Please tell me the courtesy officer lived below her.
No, he didn't. No, he did not. Did not. Courtesy officer lived on the opposite side, and he was technically a detective.
Okay.
Now this is a small. This particular person is involved with some really, really dangerous people.
Okay.
Okay. And I knew that before he moved out. So moving forward, however long, one day I am at my office and the resident comes in and she's like, I've lost my key. I have no idea where it is. Can I have?
So this girl.
Yes.
Okay.
This
same
woman.
girl. Okay.
And actually, you know what? My memory is a little fuzzy. No, she saw me walking to my apartment because she knew where I lived.
Yeah.
Right? So she stops me and she's like, can I have a key to my apartment? And I'm like, it is like, we're closed. It's after hours. But everybody knows where I live. And I'm like, I don't want to mess with this right now. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like like when you live on property, sometimes you do things that you don't have to, but you're just like, I don't want to deal with it. So I go inside, I get her key, I hand it to her. Like, here's your key. I'm going to my home. And so at this point, my husband and I have had a rough go of it. We moved up there for his job. It didn't work out. And now all of a sudden he's working back home in Arkansas.
Oh.
And so he's not there. So it's just me and my son, who's 3-ish, 2.5, 3-ish at that time. And so we are sitting on the couch watching TV. We're having a nice night. And I hear a bang at my door.
Oh, no.
And we all know, residents who know where you live, we've been
will
through
not
this.
leave you alone.
And you can say all day long, and I've had the conversation, I'm off the clock. Don't knock on my door again. And so literally what went through my mind was, this better be an emergency. Y'all,
It was an emergency.
it was an emergency. It was an emergency. So I open the door, I sling the door open, and this woman's son is standing in front of me. And he goes, my apartment's on fire. And I go, I'm sorry, what? And he's like, my apartment's on fire. And I'm like, okay. So I grab my son. I look everywhere for my phone, which is literally
right next to you.
and I can't find
You're
it.
panicking at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Panic. So I grab my son. I run outside. I throw my son into the hands of a resident because people are starting to come out and they're surrounding this area. And I start banging on doors. Trying to get people
out. Yeah.
Well, I'm late because the boy and his sister have pretty much already evacuated the area.
Well, that's good, right?
Yeah,
Smart
they did
kids.
great. They were on top of it. They were like, get the
Smart
hell
kids.
out. Out. And so then I'm standing there and I'm like, I don't have a phone. And so eventually I grab someone's phone. I'm able to contact my maintenance supervisor. He gets there and I'm able to use his phone to call my husband. Or he came, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been so many years. So I call my husband and he's like, do I need to come up? And I'm like, no, we're okay. Everything's fine. You can come up tomorrow. You need to sleep. You had a whole day. Nobody is like, we're fine. And so I'm there forever and I'm like, but I don't know what to do. And so I open up the clubhouse.
Did you call the fire department, Katie?
Oh no, they were
okay.
That was the first call, man.
Either I did or someone else did.
Yeah.
They were already on the way. Sorry.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. And so I open up the clubhouse and everything so that everybody could come in there. And then another resident brought a whole bunch of food and like drinks
that's
and
nice.
everything.
Oh,
It was very sweet. Yeah, very sweet of her. But I was like, I don't know what else to do, right? So they get the fire out. The dog died.
No, not the dog.
Yeah, the dog died. Thankfully, no people.
Yeah.
No people
Yeah,
I
it's
know.
for the people.
I know.
Doggy.
But their dog dies. But as I've opened up the clubhouse area, which is connected to our offices, my former courtesy officer, who is a detective, walked straight up to me.
Mhm.
And he's like, we need to talk.
Wow.
And I was like, okay. So we head to my office, and so he starts investigating me. Not investigating, sorry. What's asking questions. What's the word?
Interrogating.
I mean,
but
Kind of, but not
like,
really.
is it just like briefing you on what's
Briefing
happening?
me.
Okay, what's happening?
Yeah.
there you go. Like asking me questions.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So interrogating is
Yeah.
kind of the right word, just not as like a suspect.
Not like
Right.
directed towards you.
Just
Right.
questioning.
Yeah, just questioning.
Right. So we're sitting in my office, and we had already previously kind of had a conversation about this particular resident because
You know.
yeah, he had already, like, obviously we thought certain things were happening.
Yeah.
And so he was slightly asking questions in a not confirming
Just like
way.
a general area, like a general.
Yeah, you know, those questions don't come from nowhere, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he's asking more questions, and I tell him whatever he wants. And over the next like 3 days, he comes back multiple
Okay.
questions and to get access to the apartment
Mhm.
once it is done. Now that apartment is demolished. The one underneath from water damage is demolished.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, the rest was just smoke damage, a little bit of water damage on like 2 on the below, 1 left. One was like, we can handle this. You just don't need to deal with us.
Mhm.
And I was like, whatever. But there's all drug stuff going on.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, no, of course they didn't want you in there.
Right.
But the smoke damage was significant. And the only, like, my living room, okay, my living room was here, their living room was here. Our kitchen dining is right beside it, same over there. So, like, it should have really affected us. We only had smoke damage because the firewall was fire.
Yeah.
Like, y'all, it was badass. It really, like,
It worked.
It worked. It saved our
That's
apartment.
awesome.
So we just needed the smoke damage to be done. So I'm dealing with this as a resident,
Right.
and as a property manager.
Right.
So I'm having people coming in and screaming at me, and I'm like, I'm going through the same thing. Like, I understand. But again, this is not something I've dealt with before. So I need to figure it out, and I'll get back with you. So we had some people who were completely understanding and other people who weren't. But anyway, obviously, she has no home there.
Yeah.
Well, we found the key that I gave her, that she came and said, I need excess key. We found it laying outside the building.
Interesting.
Wow.
And that detective had inadvertently said, she's wrapped up with some really bad people, and blank mafia
Right.
came up. And so I knew, like, she's up to some stuff. And then throughout the time, the detectives came back multiple times. They went in and they gave reasons
Yeah.
to go in, reasons to get access. So there are different assumptions. I'm saying that very clearly. They're my assumptions. So whenever everything goes up in a blaze, she comes and she's there with the kids, but it's after.
Yeah. After everything's settled.
Right. So her story is she left the apartment to go get her children.
But her children were there.
Right.
Mhm.
So her story is she left to go get her children, and she accidentally left the oven on, and she was doing like fried chicken or something like that. But she shows up, I mean, a solid 30 to 40 minutes after her kids are
There.
at the scene.
Yeah.
So where was she?
Mhm.
And so she mentions, yeah, that's what happened. I left something on. Well, what they found is that the stove was so burned, they couldn't tell if
the stove was on.
the stove was on, what it was onto, and they assumed it was arson.
Mm-hmm.
That's 100% what I would have done. Especially if you,
100%.
as soon as she said, I went to get my kids, and I'm like, your kids were here?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like, you did this.
Yep. So the assumption of what was kind of
Either she did something or she was.
Or she had someone do something.
She had, or
someone did it.
Someone did it.
Trying to get her.
Yeah.
I'm
Trying to
going to
get her.
say my assumption because I'm going to backtrack a little bit. Around that same time frame, probably within a week or two, she came into my office, beat the fuck up.
I'm sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, there was not a solid on her face that wasn't destroyed. And she said, my boyfriend did this.
Well, your boyfriend don't need to come around here, boo.
Which one?
You mean
Yeah.
your pimp?
Yeah.
So she had already been beat to hell. And then this happened. So my assumption, this is my theory, no truth to whatever, it's a personal theory. I think that her pimp was sending her a message.
Probably.
Yeah, well, I mean, at this point, she wasn't home, and he knew that she wasn't home because he's got eyes on her.
She gave a key to someone because she was asked for a key.
Yeah, she obviously has eyes on her. He knew that the kids were probably home, like, because he knows the
No,
schedule.
they came home after.
Oh, they came home after. Okay, well
they
then,
came
yeah.
home when the son walked upstairs,
And then he realized the house was on fire.
Yes.
Okay, so that makes more sense. But so then he definitely like went in there, set it off, and then
100%.
she came home and the house was on fire.
But I'm in a place where it's like, okay, well now we gotta start over. Well, okay, let's go back to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm crazy, and part of the reason why we moved out of state is because I'm like, oh my gosh, Little Rock, Arkansas is so dangerous. And I'm so worried about how our kids are going to grow up and da 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 da, and the education system. Because, like, let's be real,
We're second worst.
Around that time frame, our education system was like,
I mean, it still
is. It still is. For the record, it still is.
Yeah. For the record.
Throw that out there.
When my husband finally finds himself laid off and trying to figure out like what he wants to do, and something comes up open in this place, I'm like, regionals over that place too. Let's try it, right? It taught me the one thing that we learn in property management.
Crime has no address.
Exactly.
So after that situation, because we were really considering moving there, because I thought,
things out over here.
I thought surely there's got to be a safer place, and this is it. And when this happened, I kind of looked at my husband and was like,
Want to go back to Little Rock?
you want to go home? Because we have no family or friends here. And at the end of the day, like, the mafia just lives next door to us.
Yeah.
What makes me think
what worse can you get?
Worse.
Yeah.
And so we just were like, peace. And
I don't blame you.
we came home. And it was the best experience because it taught me to stop like living in La La Land.
Yeah.
It also was my first management experience.
Right.
And I had the best
team.
Regional under me. And so I had like what I needed to succeed personally. And it taught us that we can manage a marriage.
We can do hard things.
We can do hard things. So, sometimes things might sound like they're terrible for you, but like they end up being really necessary.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, but yeah, it was. Oh, story's not over. Story's
9%.
not over. Okay. So, while as today I do not remember this woman's name.
Yeah.
At the time, I did.
For sure.
And so I'm watching the news one day, and guess whose name pops up on the news?
Hers.
Not only has she been arrested. But so have both of her children.
Oh, wow. How long after?
Probably within 6 months.
Okay, gotcha.
Very
Oh
recently.
my God, these children?
Yeah, because she had rented a U-Haul and she had backed in and like stolen everything out of this person's house. And they caught her. And when they caught her, her children were with her. And she had been encouraging her children and teaching them how to steal retailers. So she had been teaching how to steal from different places and then involved them in this U-Haul home invasion. And yeah, and so she was charged. And to this day, I don't remember her name. And so I can't really look up what's happened since then. But yeah, she and her children.
Wow.
And so
Keep it in the family.
I mean, when the girl says I'm around it, from what the detective told me, which he shouldn't have, he embellished something.
Well, at that point, so like I also obviously we all have really close relationships with our courtesy officers. We have to.
Yeah.
But also they're employed with us. Like they're a third party service.
Well, at this point he wasn't.
Yeah. But but at the end of the day, he knows about this. He knows about these people because he lived beside them pretty much. He knows the community. He knows like the backstory, all of that stuff. So it's not like you're like telling any information that he doesn't know already. You guys are just like adding on to it.
Like when she was at the apartment with her boyfriend, her kids were over at a friend's house, and basically they were taught, period, do not ask questions about what mom is doing. Don't. You're not allowed to ask questions.
Yeah, because like you're like, oh,
not real.
yeah, small town USA, no crime, no nothing happening. But that's where they lurk.
And so we learned real quick that family is everything, and
Little Rock ain't that bad.
Little Rock is not that bad.
Does not have a zip code.
It doesn't have an address.
Nope.
So,
well, these are great stories.
Yes.
And now I want to go watch the documentary.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do that. Well, we watched
After
it.
Landman.
Yeah. Right. Put a plug in there for Billy Bob Thornton. Okay, if you're listening, we love you.
Billy Bob, we know you're from Benton. Come be on our podcast.
Don't, because it'll go viral. Okay.
No, it should go viral.
Yeah,
I want it to go viral. I also want to marry him. Okay, keep going.
Do you really?
Yes, I love him so much.
Yeah.
I love him so much.
Courtney is obsessed with Billy Bob Thornton.
That's crazy. I was extra on one of his songs.
I'm obsessed.
Because they were doing
What a Small World.
Yeah, they were doing. Oh God, it was so many years ago. They were doing a video.
Was it Sling Blade?
I don't think it was Sling Blade.
Okay.
But they were doing a video here in Little Rock, and my dad was the doctor on set.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
So I got to be in the background.
I love him so much.
Well, this is just the beginning, kind of, because we're middle of November. There's not a lot left, but we definitely will be back for more, and we're gonna have Katie back as well.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell my story next week.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Okay. I'm gonna tell it next week.
Yeah. Shout out to Katie. She's an avid listener of our podcast.
I am.
Thank you.
I'm a supporter.
You're so great. There's people that I didn't even know listened to it. They were like, "Hey, I've listened to every episode." I'm like, "Oh, you've never commented on it one time, but thank you."
Never liked or shared it.
Yeah.
But hey, what are you guys gonna do with this episode?
Like and subscribe.
Bye.